Roxanne's just got a follow-up question. So she's asked, should me, the applicant, attach a Form 80 right away? Yes, I'll just answer that quickly. Yes, as soon as the visa is applied for, you should be attaching all the supporting documentation that you've been preparing, over the course of the last, quite a while for you guys, Roxanne. You've been visa users and in this group for a little while, given the fact that you were separated during COVID. So Form 80 is just part of that documentation that we tend to recommend. So certainly, as soon as the visa is applied for, attach the Form 80 along with everything else. Do you have a video discussing about this form? Not specifically that I can recall, as in working through the entirety of the form, but if you have a look at the Q&A database that's in this group, okay, so let's just go to the group, and a reminder that if you click on this sheet here, okay, it's going to take you to a database that we are continuing to update. So every time I do these lives and I answer questions, my great little team grab the questions and note them down. Okay, so what you can do is, for example, you can search for Form 80 and see how many questions referenced that phrase and then where I answered that question. So for example, there's been 4 entries that have popped up where someone's asked something in relation to a Form 80, and you can have a look through each of these answers by clicking on the corresponding week's Q&A and then fast forwarding to that timestamp. So Roxanne, that would be my recommendation in terms of a starting point. However, just to expand on the Form 80, don't stress too much about it. People overthink and overcomplicate the importance of a Form 80. Form 80 is recommended, but we've had partner visas granted without them. It's just sometimes they ask for them, and just to avoid the possibility of them requesting it, which slows down the process, we like to attach them. But the reality is that the Form 80 asks for a lot of background information, a lot of dates, a lot of information, a lot of data that you might not have. You might not be able to recall or be able to extract or find, and people get overwhelmed or frightened that if they don't know a specific answer that a visa is going to be refused. That's never the case. I've personally never seen a partner visa refused because there's been information missing on a Form 80. You want to complete it as best as you can, as accurately as you can. And in sections where you don't know or can't recall specific information, you can always explain that at the end of the Form 80. There's a specific section at the end of the Form 80 where you can reference the question and say, I've provided as much as I'm able to recall at this stage, and that's it. Just try to answer as best you can, but don't overthink it, overcomplicate it.